Ladies and gentlemen, God bless America, God bless the people of South Korea, God bless North Korea, and God bless President Trump. What a beautiful, beautiful accomplishment, a major turning point in world history. Donald Trump meets Kim Jong-un and DMZ steps onto North Korean soil. USA Today, 37 minutes ago. CNN, even CNN. Donald Trump steps into North Korea with Kim Jong-un. ABC News, President Trump becomes the first president to step inside North Korea. New York Times, Trump steps into North Korea and agrees with Kim Jong-un to resume talks. I can read you San Francisco. This is a San Francisco paper. Can you imagine? This, I said CNN, San Francisco, SF Gate. There's it this evening or today. Well, it's in the middle of the night, Pacific time. This achievement spans beyond left or right, and it's nice and it's refreshing to see that news is actually covering this. Even if it's President Trump achieving something monumental, historic, paradigm-changing. And it's just nice to see. Donald Trump becomes first U.S. leader to enter North Korean territory after greeting Kim Jong-un's SF Gate. Panmunjom, Korea. Donald Trump becomes first U.S. leader to enter North Korean territory after greeting Kim Jong-un. Live updates, CNN. Trump meets Kim at DMZ, an historic moment. An historic moment. Trump has become the first sitting U.S. president to step into North Korea. He met North Korean leader Kim Jong-un at the demilitarized zone, and the two leaders held a private bilateral meeting before Kim returned to North Korea. A day of diplomacy. Earlier Sunday, Trump held a bilateral meeting, working lunch, and joint news conference with South Korean President Moon Jae-in in the capital of Seoul. Kim to Trump, I was very surprised by your tweet. U.S. President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un have just sat down together, and Kim saying he was surprised by the open invitation Trump issued over Twitter yesterday. North Korean Kim Jong-un told U.S. President Donald Trump, "It's good to see you again. I didn't expect to meet you at this place." The two leaders first met at the line that divides North and South. Trump then walked 20 steps into North Korea, making history as the first sitting U.S. leader to enter the country. So this is monumental, ladies and gentlemen. Washington Post, Trump becomes first sitting president to step foot into North Korea. Breaking, Trump becomes the first sitting president to step foot into North Korea after he crosses border of demilitarized zone with Kim. President Trump shook hands with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un at the Korean demilitarized zone before crossing. Trump became the first U.S. leader to meet his North Korean counterpart at the border since an armistice was signed after the Korean War 66 years ago. Panmunjom, Korea. President Trump traveled to an observation post looking out over the demilitarized zone, DMZ, between North and South Korea on Sunday, ahead of a planned meeting with Kim Jong-un, and will mark the first time the leaders of two countries have met at the border since an armistice was signed. So they've met. He's the first American president to step foot into North Korea. And this is just absolutely historic, wonderful. Now, this is a South Korean paper. I'll read you this. I hope I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I hope I am. Hankyoreh. The significance of Trump's DMZ visit, despite the current impasse, the North Korea-U.S. Singapore summit changed Korea for the better. Over the past 2 years, U.S. President Donald Trump came close to visiting the southern side of the demilitarized zone twice. The most dramatic attempt was made before the first U.S.-North Korean summit. After holding his first summit with North Korea leader Kim Jong-un 2 days before, South Korean President Moon Jae-in proposed in an April 28th call with Trump that the U.S. and North Korean leaders meet in Panmunjom. At the time, the proposed site for the U.S.-North Korean summit included Washington, D.C., Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort, Pyongyang, somewhere in Europe, and Singapore. Trump's immediate response to the proposal was positive after Moon explained the significance and benefits of holding the first U.S.-North Korean summit in Panmunjom. Trump reportedly even mentioned the possibility of holding a trilateral South Korea, North Korea, and the U.S. summit in Panmunjom. Trump responded so positively to the proposal that Moon even asked him to discuss it with his advisors before deciding. So it goes on to say the current situation. Okay, so this sea of change is how the DMZ is perceived and how the DFC was perceived was due to Trump and Kim's Singapore summit in June 2018. The Korean Peninsula would still likely be in the midst of confrontation and tension if that summit had not taken place. So people who say, and I wanted to, 6 minutes in, I wanted to just kind of hold my contempt for the left in the U.S. and the Democratic Party at bay. I didn't want to kind of sully this beautiful, amazing, paradigm-changing, sea change, beautiful moment with talking about what would have taken place had Hillary Clinton won the presidency. She's running again. She'll run again in 2020. The Korean Peninsula would still likely be in the midst of confrontation and tension if that summit had not taken place. Trump's visit to the DMZ will allow him to witness the realities of Korean division and the urgent need for peace in the Korean Peninsula. As the protagonists in all these events that have brought about change we see today, Trump should take a strong leading role to ensure the continuance of dialogue and peace on the peninsula. The U.S. and North Korea must make Trump's upcoming trip to South Korea an opportunity to move past the failure. Okay, so this is a paradigm-changing moment. We're on the road to peace between North and South Korea. Trump and Kim Jong-un meet in the DMZ. South Korean President Moon Jae-in had announced the two leaders would make handshakes for peace. An unprecedented encounter that comes despite a lack of measurable Okay, so here's the issue. This would not have taken place. Okay, Madam Secretary Hillary Clinton, who's running again, who hasn't stopped blaming Russia for her catastrophic loss because the Democrats cheated Bernie Sanders and she was a horrific candidate and she'll run again in 2020 and she'll lose again in 2020. But this would not have taken place if you look at what she wanted. She wanted to ring China with missile defense. Okay? That was her foreign policy, to rein in North Korea. You ever wonder why Bush and Obama and every other president prior to Trump never came close to not only meeting a North Korean leader, but actually stepping foot into North Korea? This is when I always say the beginning of peace between North and South Korea. This is a monumental, paradigm-changing foreign policy achievement that President Trump should be given credit for. That nobody in the quote-unquote intelligentsia, which is filled with a bunch of buffoons and imbeciles, primarily on the left, nobody in media, nobody in the Democratic Party had any plan to make this take place. Peace between North and South Korea wasn't even on the radar of the Democratic Party's foreign policy, and they don't really have a foreign policy other than regime change. President Obama presided over creating a failed state in Libya. Clinton, Biden, and President Obama helped destroy a country in North Africa, helped turn Libya into a failed state. In contrast, President Trump is presiding over peace, the beginning of peace between North and South Korea, the first leader, the first American president to meet not only with a North Korean leader, because that already happened, but to actually step foot in North Korea, which, of course, helps South Korea immeasurably. President Moon Jae-in on Twitter and in the articles in South Korean papers and just, in USA Today, is quoted as being extremely happy. Obviously, this is a fantastic thing for the world. Now, you think who was the guy in the Democratic debates that said Trump is a threat to U.S. national security? I mean, Democrats, they're done for 2020. And Clinton's going to run again. And they're going to try to paint Trump as this ogre, this monster. But the reality is that the economy is good. The reality is that foreign policy is a lot better than it would have been under Clinton. A lot better than it would be under a future President Clinton. So what is the media? What do the media and Democrats do now? How do they downplay this? Because they tried to initially, and this was, I'm not on Twitter anymore, but initially when I was on Twitter, people would say, "Oh, it's not happening, AJ." Because initially the first meeting between Kim Jong-un and President Trump, it was almost going to happen, then it wasn't going to happen. So then people were gleefully, with malice, trying to say, it's not happening. And I would say, just wait, it'll happen. Then the meeting happened. Then they called it a photo op. Oh, it's not a big deal. It's a photo op. Da-da-da. Now what are they going to call it? Even CNN, even sfgate.com, even the Washington Post is saying this is an historic moment. They can't look. You cannot make Trump into this monster when he's doing amazing things. There's a record low in unemployment, a 50-year low in unemployment. He's meeting with Kim Jong-un in North Korea. He's doing things Democrats could never do. Economically, in terms of foreign policy, he's a good president. He's a great president if you want to really talk about things in context. Peace between North and South Korea wasn't even on the radar of Democrats. They didn't care at all. Like I said, one of her speeches, she talked about ringing China with missile defense. That was her way of dealing with North Korea. Madam Cyberhack, the Golden Muumuu, she'll levitate above the DNC again. They'll vote for her. They have nobody. The DNC debates are a tragic travesty, scam, sham, farce, horrible theatrical performance. It's beyond pathetic. They have nobody. They're in complete shambles and disarray. And at the end of the day, they have Clinton, and she's going to run again. She essentially controls the Democratic Party with her husband, Bill. But what are they going to say now? President Trump and Moon Jae-in and Kim Jong-un just now. Trump and Kim Jong-un in North Korea. What are they going to say? What's the media? How is the media going to spin this? How are the Democrats going to spin this? They're going to try to say he's a monster, he's a horrible person. He's done something nobody else has done ever in U.S. history. He's done something that no other president has done. He's able to achieve something. We do not have a constant fear of North Korea anymore. And North Korea is not constantly threatening, because they did prior to President Trump, every single day, every single month, South Korea. And this is just a major accomplishment of President Trump, a major, amazing, fantastic accomplishment. And it's something that honestly everyone should be happy about. Look, I had a family member call me in the middle of the night, practically the middle of the night. And this person did not or does not like Trump, I should say. Okay? But he was extremely happy. Extremely happy. As should all Americans be happy, and all people around the world. And this is a great thing. It goes beyond Trump hate. It goes beyond, oh, well, he represents this and he represents that. If he was this racist monster, he wouldn't be doing this. He wouldn't be engaging in such an amazing, monumental foreign policy achievement with North Korea and South Korea, the first American president to step foot into North Korea. The beginning, he's presiding over the beginning of peace between North and South Korea. This is a paradigm-changing moment in world history, not just American history and Korean history, but world history. And it should be, Kim Jong-un, Moon Jae-in, and President Trump should all win the Nobel Peace Prize. Of course, with Trump, they just want to hurt him any way possible. So, give me your thoughts below. This is a fantastic, fantastic day. I'm uploading this now. It's the middle of the night. But share this segment with every person who's disparaged Trump, and just remind people what life was like prior to Trump regarding North Korea. Give me your thoughts below. And the rebuttal, well, there's a lot of things, there's a lot of obstacles and hurdles, and, it's, yeah. And so what? At least there's a light at the end of the tunnel, as opposed to business as usual with every other president. You might not like Trump's personality, but he gets things done. He gets things done, and he fights back. And you know what? He's the president we need at this moment in history. Amazing accomplishment. First American president to step foot in North Korea. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful accomplishment. Give me your thoughts below. Thank you.